Hey guys, it's Harley Frank from HF Designs, and today I'm going to show you guys how to do a Ajax jQuery check system, which basically, say you have a website where you want to put in, like, you have 500 notifications, that will automatically check the database without refreshing the page. Um, that way, just only one container on your website is constantly refreshing, and instead of the entire page, which a lot of people will find that annoying because the page keeps refreshing and lose their spot of where they're at, and so on and so forth. So this is what it's going to look like, and as you can see there, but if I go into browse, take notifications, edit that to go, and voila, it updated without refreshing the page. So let's jump right into it. First, open up your web code editor, and let's begin setting up our page here, our index page. And we're going to do we're going to do it in HTML5. So let's get our stuff set up. So we do, I think that's a greater than sign, I'm not entirely sure. Doc type HTML, and that out. Then we do our HTML tags here. And then let's do our body tags as well. And in here, let's get our header. Our head, not our header. And let's just give it a title of jQuery check. You can name it whatever you want. Doesn't really matter. So now we are going to need a couple scripts. No, we're going to need the jQuery script. So script type equals text JavaScript here, and then we're going to give it a source equals. So let's go to our jQuery.com website, go here and click download. We want version 1.11.0. So basically we click that, we go here and to the compressed, and okay, go to compressed, hit save. I already have it, so let me go into downloads here, and there it is. So I'm going to copy this out and go to my server here where I just paste in. So, and yes. Now, you can do the link to the URL on jQuery's website, but it's mostly recommended that you have it on your server locally. Otherwise, there will be complications and stuff where what if jQuery goes down, then all your Java enabled coding will start to fail, and your site will pretty much go berserk because jQuery is down. So now the only containers that we need is going to be div ID equals username, obviously. So username colon equals PHP. We haven't done the coding yet, but we're just gonna echo out the variable username even though it's not there. And then we're gonna have another div ID equals, and we're gonna call this feedback. And in this feedback, we're gonna say you have, with the PHP brackets here, notifications. And we're just going to echo out the variable notification row. Okay, so now let's set up our second script here, which is going to be another JavaScript. So let's see what's in our JavaScript. Okay, so we're going to start with, looks like open parentheses, function, and we're going to do open $ close, enter open bracket, and we're going to do $.ajax setup. I think, yeah, that's how we're going to do it. Ajax setup, enter open bracket, enter again. Let's do cache false. So yeah, cache false. And then before send, which this is going to be another function. And basically what we're doing here is we're setting this feedback container that we have, the $, the hashtag indicates that it's a div. What we're doing is, before we send this, we want to okay, so we're doing before send, complete, and success here. So I'm just gonna copy this here, copy, paste, enter, paste again, and paste. And so let's see, success here, and complete. So we want to show the container all the time. So when we're actually doing the whole entire for this feedback here, where it says you have, so much notifications, wherein it shows up, it will show up automatically like this. Whereas if this was set to hide, this wouldn't show up until how many seconds after. So like, say you have an interval of 5 seconds, well, that won't appear until 5 seconds later. So we are setting these three to show, so that way it shows all the time. So now we're going to enter down from here, do an open bracket, or close bracket, close parentheses, and a semicolon. Okay, so now we are going to need to establish some variables. So variable container is equal to $, open parentheses, we want double quote, hashtag feedback, double quote, close parentheses, and semicolon. So now we're going to say container dot load, And now do the double semicolon here, or I mean not the double quotes with the closed parentheses and stuff like that, and the URL is going to be check.php, and the question mark username equals, and we're going to PHP, whoops, echo this out. And so our next variable is refresh ID. And we're going to set interval function. So let's see. Why the hell is it? Okay, for some reason, the whole... there we go. So we're going to say container, again, dot load is the... Actually, let's just copy this here. Make it... It's so much easier. Okay, so now we end that with the close bracket, we do a comma, and now this is where we enter our interval. So I'm gonna do 1,000. You could do like 5,000, which is like I think 5 seconds, or 9,000 is 5 seconds. So it won't be instantaneous. I mean, it all depends on the hardware of your server that you're using to where how fast it will be, but this is still pretty fast. It's like less than a minute. So we're going to close that with a semicolon, and we're going to end off with the close bracket, close that off, and again we're closing, and we're going to put JQuery right here. And so now we have that set up. So let's go and define some variables up at the top. I mean, let's go define our PHP stuff here, which we are definitely going to need, such as our connection to the database, which is MySQL Connect. And so we're in here in our parentheses, we're going to have 3 variables: our server location, our login, and our password. So now note, if you're using this localhost, just keep everything like this. However, if you are using it on like a server on the web, use the information provided by your server host in order to do this right. So now we're going to do another MySQL thing, which is MySQL database, or no, select DB, sorry. So my database that I just created is, oh, I don't even create a database, my bad. So let's go ahead and create our database here. So I'm just going to name it Java Check. And here in Java Check, we're going to name another table users. We're going to give it 3 columns. First one is ID, second one is username, and third one is notifications, if you haven't already guessed. So I'm just going to leave this as a text and everything as it is, just auto increment and primary key. Okay, so in here I'm going to insert an ID, so I'm just going to say Harmeister, and I'm going to give it 5 notifications to start off. And so we browse our database here, and so now we have that set up. So we're going to select Java check. So let's define username, which equals Harmeister. Instead of getting everything from the database, we'll just start defining. Okay, so now let's start a notification query, which equals MySQL underscore query. So select notifications from users where username equals and $username. And so now we do a notification row. Notifications row is equal to MySQL underscore fetch row, and we're going to use the notifications query that we just established. No, sorry about that. So now everything should work. Now, where did I go wrong? I said notification instead of notifications. And voila, so now we have that set up correctly. So let's go ahead and create a new file called check.php. And in here, let's set up our PHP tags. And so we're going to have to do another, basically, we're copying this right here. Obviously, you will want to do, instead of here, we just, underscore get, instead of, because we've attached, and we say echo notifications. So you have okay, so we're going to change the where it says notifications, we're going to change it to query, because I tried this before and I had issues because I had 2 notifications going on and it gave me an error, parse error. So we're just going to change this to query. I mean, obviously you could use both of them, but for some reason it just did that. So now if I did this right, I should say anything, I could put anything here and it should change. Okay, so where did I go wrong? Okay, that's right. I totally forgot the whole document ready, so now it's I can't even tell if the document's ready or not because I haven't defined it. I'm just tidying up here. You should probably want to do the same. I mean, you could leave it how it is. It's perfectly fine, but I have OCD. So whatever, screw it. So, aha, see? So now all I have to do is change this here and save. So let me go over here. And voila. So it's almost instant, but it isn't instant. Like I said, it also depends on the hardware. But there you go. Full-fledged refresh container without refreshing page. And you can use this for pretty much anything, just as long as your syntax is correct. Otherwise, you'll get nothing. It will just be blank. But as long as you added the check.php page or whatever page that you have, you should be fine. So, another great tutorial. Hopefully you come back for more. Thanks and have a great day.